Hello everyone! Today we're making a tomato appetizer. It's basically a marinated tomato salad. So it includes both tomatoes and bell pepper. It keeps for several days in the fridge, but you can serve it at the table in just an hour. We'll start by making the sauce. So the vinegar has time to dissolve the sugar and salt. So for the dressing, take vegetable oil. I'm using sunflower oil, 9% vinegar, and any kind of soy sauce. Add sugar and add salt. Mix it all together and let it sit. While we're chopping the tomatoes, the dressing should be left to stand. A bunch of any fresh herbs. I have parsley, but you can use dill or even add some green onions. Well, I won't be adding onions just because I'll already be adding a lot of spiciness, so I'll stick to just herbs. Press the garlic. Look, I peeled a small head of garlic. Of course, you can use fewer cloves, but I want to make a spicy appetizer, so I use the whole head. Now, about the spiciness. Take a hot pepper. I have a whole bunch of different beautiful dried peppers here. I really like them. I rarely use them just because they're so spicy. I add them rarely, so they just sit there, but I really like them. They look so beautiful. So I'm taking 1 pepper for half a kilo of tomatoes. I'll remove the seeds now. If you're using a fresh one, remove the seeds so it's not too bitter. And one more thing, well, if you don't eat spicy food at all, just add a couple of millimeters, because for me, I want the appetizer to be fiery. There are seeds here. I'll just cut it like this and shake them out. Maybe someone will find this interesting. I used to have, a decorative tree, well, not exactly a tree, but a decorative pepper plant. It grows right in a pot and produces these little peppers, just of a smaller size. Well, about 3 centimeters, 3 or 4. But now I don't have that plant anymore. I really want to get one. There's also a chubby kind of pepper. It's pretty, but I like the small ones the most. If I see one, I'll definitely buy it for myself. So I buy these beautiful, colorful ones, pierce them with a needle and thread right here where the tops are fleshy, string them all together in a row, and dry them in the pantry or here in the kitchen. And now I've already gathered, so to speak, a year's supply. All right, now let's cut them. And I'll also cut them a bit more like this, so there are some small pieces here and there. We'll mix all of this together in some kind of container. Take 1 red pepper. Well, just use a bell pepper. You don't have to use only red. You can use any color. The main thing is that it's sweet. That's the most important part. So how do we cut it? Look, I cut it like this. And now I'll cut it like this as well. If you have a large red pepper, a thick bell pepper, just cut it into small pieces. So I'm cutting it along the segments, you could say, into pieces like this. All right, so what's next? We'll add this pepper here as well to the greens. Of course, it looks so bright, so beautiful, just amazing. Remove the stems, we don't need them. And now take the tomatoes. You can use any kind of tomato, cherry tomatoes, or whichever kind you have. Cut them into pieces like this. Don't cut them too small, especially if the tomato is really, meaty, so that all the juice doesn't run out. All right, and now for the tomatoes themselves. Of course, it's really great to make this during tomato season. You can use yellow ones, red ones, any kind you like. All in all, it's just beautiful. Now, thoroughly mix it all together with the fragrant garlic and fresh herbs, just like this. I prefer to use a soft silicone spatula so as not to crush the delicate tomatoes. There we go. Now, let's smoothly move on to preparing our delicious marinade. Mix everything together once more like this and pour it over. Mix it all up and cover it. So it needs to sit in the fridge with the lid on, not with plastic wrap, but with a lid. Here's what I do. I transfer it to a container that has a lid. Look, just like this. I'll leave it for an hour so the tomatoes can marinate, and then it's ready to serve. But after a couple of days, it turns out really delicious. Giusto, it's like, eat me, eat me. All right, let's try and see how it turned out. Wow, it's really tasty. So look, I'm tasting it right away now. Wow, I didn't even expect that. It's really tasty. You can eat it right away. But after an hour, it will be even more marinated. And tomorrow, it will be even more marinated. So give it a try. Also, if you're making it just for one meal and it won't be sitting in the fridge for 2 or 3 days, you can add zucchini to this. They'll be crunchy, just like pickles. It'll be very, very tasty. Give it a try. So that was today's recipe, an appetizer. Be sure to try it. By the way, if you don't have containers with lids, you can use a 1 liter, half liter, or 2 liter jar. However much you're making. That's all. Enjoy your meal. Subscribe to my channel. Bye.